It's Power Rankings time on NFL Now, the Week 3 Power Rankings specifically. Hi, I'm NFL media analyst Elliot Harrison. I put the Power Rankings together every week for NFL.com and NFL Now, and usually I have some lovely guest in here to argue with me. We'll show you who that lovely guest is in just a moment. But let's take a look. 32 on down to 1. Been doing these for 5 years. Never had the Bears at 32. They can't play defense, but they make up for it by having Jimmy Clausen start at quarterback this week in Seattle. Enjoy. The Colts dropped from 10 to 17. You see that? The Jaguars up to 18. They're big movers. Baltimore Ravens, boy, they fall below the Raiders, who they just lost to, obviously. And then you see the Jets with the big rise up 11 spots. Didn't trust them after the home win against Cleveland Browns, but after going on the road, beating that Colts offense, they deserve it. The Falcons, by the way, number 10. How about that? And then let's take a quick look here at the top 8. Packers remain on top. New England right below them at 2. Move the Cardinals all the way up to 3, who my guest, by the way, did not like the Cardinals coming into this season. He made sure to let me know. And that guy is Mr. Maurice Jones-Drew. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Go ahead. Now, wait, that's a firm handshake. Let's hold it awkwardly long.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Okay, right. I think that's good. All right, so as I said, you argued with me about the Cardinals a few weeks ago. I ended up being right on that. Not that I'm gloating. But who am I right about or wrong about now?
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to disagree with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just in the fact that this team put
too high or too low?
They're too low. I feel like they're
7.
They're 8. I feel like they're better than the Broncos. I feel like they'll beat the Broncos. They'll beat the Chiefs. Their defense is playing better. If you take away the garbage time points and touchdowns from the Niners,
agreed.
Right? It's,
Two touchdown passes from
right.
Cap.
Yep. That doesn't work. So those guys are playing well. They're causing turnovers. I like them. I think they're a team that's on the rise. They're getting better. Obviously, you play a juggernaut in Week 1, team that's upset on the mission. But they come back. I feel like Big Ben's playing well. Antonio Brown, you get Le'Veon Bell back this week.
You're not concerned? I mean, that defense is clearly the worst. Of the top 10 teams, maybe Atlanta's defense is as bad as Pittsburgh, but I don't even know if I could go that far. Pittsburgh, of the top 10 teams, probably the worst defense.
Well, cover-wise, yes, but they get after the quarterback, and they stop the run right now. And that was a big thing with the Niners, right? Carlos Hyde has a big game Monday night, comes into Pittsburgh, doesn't do anything. They have to throw the ball. Kaepernick is their leading rush with 50 yards. They're doing some really good things. You have to sit back and really watch them.
Well, they have some young players. I see what you're saying, but I want to go to something else here because I feel uncomfortable because you're always telling me what I got wrong, and frankly, I just want to know if I got anything right.
You actually did. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Of course,
I don't think. To be honest with you, in the 5 years,
them up.
I don't think they've ever been in the top 20. And so I think after seeing what these young receivers and that young quarterback and this young offensive line is able to do against a really talented Miami Dolphins team, let alone that defense, the way they played lights out. I mean, this team, again, when you talk about power rankings, they have a lot of weapons that are going to continue to grow and get better. And if they can continue to do that, they have a chance. I mean, this year I have them winning 7 games. So we'll see. This is one.
You know, they signed Julius Thomas. They signed Jared Aldridge. That got people excited. But the guy they got in the offseason, Dan Skuta, has been making plays all over the field for him. He had the swat on the last drive. He's gotten sacks, tackles for losses. And I think that Gus Bradley's defense is going to be better as the season goes along, and that's what's going to keep them in contention more than Allen Robinson and Blake Bortles.
Well, that defense has always been the top 10 every year. They played really well. I mean, when you're on the field, I remember last year they had 4 or 5 turnovers against the Colts, but they couldn't score. They couldn't get the ball over into the goal line. So now you have an offense that's playing better. You have a defense that's continuing to go. You never know, man. Good job.
Hey, 18. I mean, that's how bad it's been for the Jets. Let's hold it awkward. Awkward. I'm firm. Is that firm enough?
Almost.
All right, cool. Very good. We're going to do this awkward handshake and all every Tuesday right here on NFL Now Live. You can check out my power rankings at NFL.com/power rankings and hit us up on Twitter at NFL Now if you think I got one wrong, which I did, but MJD always thinks that I did.